It's a little bit of an old-time banjo tune song, actually, called Wedding Dress. It's done in the two-finger thumb lead style. That's what I'm going to review in this video. I'm going to do it in standard G tuning, even though that particular song was in a slightly different tuning. And I'm going to focus on the right hand, since anything we'll be doing with the left hand is something that's going to be familiar with. You're going to be familiar with already. It's going to be the normal chords we've been dealing with: G, C, G7. So just check our tunings: G on the 5th string, D on the 4th, G on the 3rd, B on the 2nd, and D on the 1st. And so for two-finger style, we anchor the little finger on the top of the banjo, on the head of the banjo, and if possible the ring finger too. Most critically the pinky, the little finger. And we use our thumb as the main driver for the banjo. So the thumb is going to be covering the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th string. And the index finger has one job to do: the 1st string. Picks up on the 1st string. Everything else, the thumb is picking down the remaining strings. So the most basic thing we can do in that two-finger style is to pinch the strings on the beat. So we start out with the 3rd string on the 1st beat. On the 2nd beat, we pinch the outside strings. That's the 1st string with the index finger, 5th string with the thumb. Of course, we can switch chords, doing the same thing with the right hand. We can complicate that a little bit. It gets a little monotonous to play everything on the beat, as we saw when we were strumming the banjo and frailing it. So we'll spice that up a bit by offsetting those two notes on the outside. Rather than pinching them at the same time, we'll strike the 5th string on the beat and the 1st string on the off beat afterwards. Still start out picking that 3rd string with the thumb. Then we follow that with the 5-1 in succession, rather than pitched. And that we would count out 1, 2, and 3, 4. And that basically is a two-finger roll. We are rolling the fingers in the sense that we have a succession of notes on the beat and the off beat. It has kind of a rolling feel to it. And of course we can embellish that a bit too. Instead of just a upbeat note, offbeat note on the 2nd and 4th beat, we can add an offbeat note on every beat. In fact, we can add the same offbeat note, that 1st string that we're striking with the index finger. We can follow every note with that. So it's not just the 5th string, but also the 3rd string when we strike that. Count down 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and even more of a bouncy rolling feel to it. And we can, much like we did when we were frailing the banjo, we saw that by alternating the notes we're striking between the third and the fourth string, we get kind of a rolling bass line to our play. We can do that with the two-finger style as well. Rather than hanging on the third string for the first and the third beat, we can alternate between the third and the fourth, like this. Nice bouncy rolling feel, good for back to the phone. Comprise a very simple succession of notes. 3, 1, 5, 1, 4, 5. And lastly, if we want to embellish that a little bit more, we can put that hammer that we used in frailing, hammer from the open fourth string to the fourth string second fret. We can insert that in there whenever we're going to the fourth string. We get a little bit more of a bounce to it. Broken down slowly, that just sounds like this. First string note after every beat, a little bit more complicated. And that's it. That's a basic review of the two-finger style of playing.